Joining me now is House Democratic Leader Hakeem Jeffries. All right, Leader Jeffries, I have so many questions for you about elections and what they're trying to do, but I just want to start with what Trump had to say about you tonight, because in a speech tonight, he mentioned you. I don't know if you saw this. He called you he loves to name call, doesn't he? He called you a low IQ individual, and I just wanted to give you an opportunity to respond to that.
Well, it's great to be with you. I mean, he's such an unhinged, unpresidential, un-American individual. But I was actually quite surprised that he wasn't able to come up with something more original. Like, this is his go-to insult. I'd finally earned a presidential nickname, and this is what he goes with. So he clearly is tired, he's lame, and he doesn't know what he's doing anymore. And the American people, most importantly, are the ones who are paying the price from this failed presidency. Failure on the economy, failure on health care, failure on immigration enforcement, failure to make life better for the American people.
Little Marco is maybe a better try on his part. It's been a few years. We're seeing Trump, on a very serious note, of course, I know very serious to you, we're seeing Trump lay the groundwork all across the country for undermining elections in places like Fulton County, where local Republicans appear to be helping his efforts by hiring private investigators and subpoenaing the Georgia Secretary of State, a Republican. The Democrats, what is the plan for people watching out there who were so freaked about this? To make sure voters aren't disenfranchised and really scared of going to polling places?
Well, this is definitely going to be a core focus of ours. We know that the American people, if the election were held today, and Donald Trump knows this, are voting for Democrats because we're the only party right now committed to driving down the high cost of living, fixing our broken health care system, making sure that immigration enforcement is fair and just and humane. We get ICE under control, and we clean up the corruption that has taken place here in America. Donald Trump clearly has other plans, but we know it's got to be an all-hands-on-deck effort. Democratic governors, Democratic attorney generals, secretaries of state, civil rights groups, democracy reform groups, civil liberty groups like the ACLU and others, partnering, of course, with House Democrats, Senate Democrats, civil society, faith leaders, and perhaps most importantly, the American people. And together, we can and will ensure that the elections are free and fair. And we're going to operate under the assumption that voter suppression and voter intimidation will be the electoral strategy that Republicans deploy to try to desperately hold on to power.
One of the efforts you've been very focused on is, of course, redistricting. And you were in Maryland yesterday. I spoke with the governor here last night about that visit. For people out there who don't understand, you have a Democratic-led Senate there. This is clearly important. I mean, they're big stakes for you in terms of becoming Speaker of the House and big stakes for the country. What's the deal? What's the holdup there? And is there any progress you can tell us about in terms of moving it forward?
Well, we're thankful for the support of Governor Westmore, who's done a tremendous job getting behind this effort. Thankful for the Democrats in the Maryland House of Delegates who decisively have passed this legislation. And so now it's up to the Democratic majority in the state Senate. And I had a good meeting. It was a positive, productive, candid discussion with the Senate Democratic president, who believes at least that the votes don't exist in the Senate. And I think Governor Moore has taken a position, which I share, is bring the bill to the floor of the Senate for an up or down vote. Because this moment does require a forceful Democratic response as part of our effort to make sure that Donald Trump can't gerrymander the national congressional map as part of his scheme to rig the midterm elections. Now, we forcefully push back against Donald Trump's effort all across the country, of course, beginning in places like Texas and California with Prop 50, finishing up in Virginia, and pushing them back in other places like Utah and Ohio and Missouri. And we're going to have to continue to keep our foot on the gas pedal. But certainly it's the case that there's an opportunity to move forward and create a more competitive map in Maryland. And I certainly hope that the Senate Democrats, led by the Senate President, Bill Ferguson, will see fit to at least allow the chamber to vote.
We only have about a minute left, but I've been dying to know what you think of this, which is that the White House apparently has a new strategy, a political one, to send their cabinet members out to competitive districts around the country. And I was thinking, did Leader Jeffries get in this meeting in a mustache and like design this plan for them? But what do you make of this strategy? Are there any cabinet members you're just praying they're going to send out there to swing districts?
Yeah, they should start with Pam Bondi, RFK, and Kristi Noem, and I'll have a list of districts for them to go to, and we may even be willing to pay the cost.
Yeah, I thought maybe you'd be fund ads on a bus tour if they were going to send these people out there. Why not? It's quite a strategy. Leader Hakeem Jeffries, so much on your plate. Really appreciate you being here tonight. Thank you so much again.
Thank you.
We have to